Hey everyone, welcome to more Hytale Sunsword. I've done a little bit of more modding stuff since last episode, but nothing super substantial. I did fix the model on the windmill, kind of. I still haven't gotten around to figuring out how to make it constantly spin when in place. So I just kind of a lack of things to reverse engineer in the base game, I guess. I mean, there's a lot of states and stuff that I could mess with, but I haven't been able to spend a lot of time figuring out how all that works. And I don't have a lot of time either. I've got all my stuff from when I was running around. So, let me clear this out again, because... yeah. Windmill is, I might have to, like, reposition it or something, I don't know. Or I might also just need to make it bigger, but it is at least attached. I had to, it almost looks seamless. Well, kind of, but, I had to make separate parts and stuff, to connect the, sails so that the, 160 pixel long beams were 128 and then connected to another 32 on each side, so it's more triangles than I would have preferred, solely because of link restrictions that I was not aware of and that are not telegraphed in Blockbench. Anyway, I need to... Right, I need to... Which brush is this? Ah, yes, the, that one. So, I need to get some things going. I mean, I need to do a lot right now because of, well, for one, pardon, the, hang on, need to, I think if I just leave it empty, it will actually just, get the mask in here. I'm gonna clear out the brush and shit I did yesterday. I'm gonna have to place them more carefully, or at least I want to, because right now it's just kind of like a chaotic mess and you can't even see the pathways underneath your feet. Okay, I don't think there's any... Let me get down there and... Okay, short, sharp grass. I know there's some taller grass around here, like, oh boy. There should be a, just general grass filter, right? Okay, so... Oh no! Don't do that. Yeah, I'm just kinda gonna fly around and delete the scatter foliage. I'm probably fine to leave the rocks alone. Also need my Fulbright, hang on. But anyway, so for catching the next $300 drop, possibly I need to... Can I do my work without being interrupted, please? Okay, it's nothing big. Just a big ass, I mean, just a ping is all. Anyway, yeah, tomorrow is the deadline for submitting a project and getting it, you know, in the contest on time for the next set of $300 drops. Which is like, again, I thought the drops would be, I don't even really need to make them a priority, granted, because the biggest prize of all for me would just be getting noticed by Hypixel Studios and being put on the team, because like, you know, $300, what's that when I can just, you know, the biggest prize would be having my, you know, I'd have a new set of obligations, but I'd have something that I can work towards that would be, you know, I'd be able to contribute to the game more directly. Probably have a, you know, rough first month as things go, but I'd also have, you know, people who might actually actively be able to teach me, because, yeah, teach me things on, you know, the more heavier coding side of Hytale. Or maybe not even coding, because they are actively avoiding forcing everyone to do, you know, crazy amounts of coding. But just like the, you know, the tech side of Hytale, you know, that stuff. I'm gonna have to go over again and probably remove the rubble too, because I want, yeah. Basically, my goal here right now is like get the map in a presentable shape. Somewhat. I don't have any custom enemies. I don't have time to figure out making custom enemies. I don't even know how to like set biomes or anything. I only just figured out last night a method for changing a location's environment, and it's not great. I have to use the select command and then, or not the selection tool, and then run a command, and it changes the environment into selection, which, like, okay, that can be used, but it's not anywhere near ideal for a natural landscape, because the selection can only ever be a massive cube, and while it's definitely, you know, there are a lot of positives to using selection tool, but for this instance, we need an actual brush for this, because like it was actually better setting biomes in Minecraft, because I could just hook that up to a command block, and it would, you know, set the biome based on my position, using me as the focal point of a brush effectively, and I can't do that with the selection tool. I may just need to reverse engineer how the brush items are put together and make my own environment brush, but at the same time, like, it would be better if that was just a base game feature, especially for the creation of custom adventure maps and everything that want to have their own environments. I don't know, maybe I just need more, you know, Hytale tech savvy. But the problem is, again, I'm, you know, facing time constraints that, you know, if I wasn't facing the time constraints for the competition, I'd be all too happy to just like go and figure things out bit by bit. But when you have that time crunch, your priorities kind of change, and it's not even strictly because of the it's not even strictly at fault of it being the contest itself, but like, you know, there's still the whole thing of, you know, if this doesn't pan out, I'm gonna have to quickly find some other avenue that could get me what I want out of taking part in the contest. And yeah, so my big thing is like, you know, I have to present something that is interesting enough, promising enough that, yeah, people observing it will actually, it'll catch their eye. They'll want to put me on the team. And while I do have a lot of content, it's like, you know, basically, yeah, I'm just trying to clean things up because I do also need to bear in mind that, yes, performance is something they want out of created experiences, and the amount of grass and bushes I had was not helping that. I mean, there's already a lot of trees, but I was actually noticing frame rate dips with all the grass and bushes I had. And I'm gonna have to place that more carefully and constructively for how densely packed it already is with trees that already are, like, they're all, the leaves are all a bunch of like quads that are just moving around, so it's not super high performance, but there's a lot of them. And unlike the regular terrain blocks, you can still kind of see, multiple layers of leaves through each other, which, you know kind of means that, yeah, you're gonna see there's a lot more that has to be drawn on the trees than, say, with the ground. All right, let me now change up the brush. So I'm gonna continue with let's see, take that out. I'm gonna have to redo the rubble because it's also, again, it's a nightmare. It's just kind of haphazardly scattered around and often a bit too densely. And then, so what I need to do, I'm thinking I want to, at least for this point in the contest, just to get to submission out and have something you can interact with, like, at all. Just kind of give you a sort of, basically the materials, structure it kind of like you would a mod showcase, because the map itself is just too underdeveloped. There's too much that needs to be done for it to be anywhere near a complete experience, let alone one where you would actually properly get to use or obtain anything. And a lot of that is there's just too many systems that I don't know how to interact with right now, or let alone even customize. Because, like, with Minecraft, again, when I was working on Tale of the Sunsword, I'd already made the Veil of Spirits. I had already made the first iteration of Cloudtops. I already knew how to use scoreboards and, the automatically running functions and stuff, tick functions and everything. Like, I already had basically all the tools I needed to make a custom game mode, and I don't know how to do that here in Hytale because everything's just that much different. It's very much like a lot of the Hytale side of development feels like it's definitely made more for, people who have a knowledge base in actual Minecraft modding rather than Minecraft data packing. Granted, it's trying to be, you know, more on the accessibility level of Minecraft data packing, but there's a lot yet that has not been sandboxed. And they're trying to sandbox more of it, but we're just that early in development for Hytale itself. And I guess one kind of value or quality I could provide to the Hytale team would be someone who is less knowledgeable with specifically Minecraft mods and server managing and stuff. The stuff that has higher, you know, higher tech knowledge demand, and more, I can, like, I did some pretty advanced things with my Minecraft data packs. Don't get me wrong, but the only way to actually force my way for getting stuff to work, oops, like the only way I know of for getting things to just work out the way I want when it doesn't already have the sandboxing behind it, in Hytale would be to pick up learning a, you know, basically figuring out a JDK platform or something, which I almost got into back in November when I was trying to make custom keyblades for my friends and stuff for a potential man, for a potential. Is there just a bubble thing? Nope. For a potential like Kingdom Keys playthrough, and then the holidays hit, and I was given a ultimatum to basically get a job or no more computer kind of a thing, because personal reasons and stuff, and essentially, yeah, I barely dipped my toes into it, and then I just couldn't. And now it's like, oh, if I want to do anything, like even if I had been able to follow through on it, I wouldn't have had the time to get advanced with it, advanced enough to actually do anything serious on the Hytale side of things. Also, I really wish that for one, I wish the water physics were a little easier to work with in general, but having to patch in holes for things that got removed by a brush isn't nice. Anyway, so it's like I'm kind of in that intermediate level of like, I can't wholly force in a bunch of new things that aren't already done by the game in some capacity, but I do still have a value I can provide. I still have, tech knowledge of some variety. It's just not what Hytale is necessarily based in. I'm having to rebuild all my tech tools basically from scratch, in a matter of speaking. That being like the more, knowledge and psychological tools rather than like, well, also some of the actual like in-game tools too is like, well, I don't really have any great examples, I guess, but like, because I kind of can't just go and make my own tools because it requires more advanced JDK knowledge, and I just don't have that. I've worked with JSON, but not actual Java. I got close to working with actual Java, but it was an actual, it was giving me an actual headache just trying to even figure things out. And I don't have any real good instruction. Like I looked at, Copinjo stuff, and I was struggling to really get where I wanted to in a timely manner. It's not something where I can just pick it up and, mess around with it and figure things out through trial and error. And I'm not the greatest at absorbing research knowledge and just applying it. I need to be able to reverse engineer stuff. And the stuff I was reverse engineering was getting me nowhere fast because of how complex and convoluted working with the Java system is. Like, it took me a good week to even realize, oh wait, I can't even just mess with this. I have to go in and get their actual development version of Kingdom Keys to reverse engineer, because I'm just, it has to be packaged a certain way, and that's like, oh, right. Okay. So, yeah, it's game. God. Yeah, it's a bit of a process, and not a process that I can immediately afford to dive into for doing the Java JDKs. And I don't think it's even. I don't think Hypixel studio people even really want to force people to have to mess with the JDK stuff. I mean, it is just the circumstances of how things are, and there's not. You know, they're working towards sandboxing more of it to not require JDK knowledge, but that takes, again, that's going to take some time. And I don't know how much time I actually have if I don't just, you know, get noticed right away by the end of the contest. That's just kind of the position I'm in, and I kind of have to just stick with my guns, in a manner of speaking. Stick with what does translate, and I managed to figure out some of the asset editor stuff. I mean, that's where all my custom weapons and stuff are. I'm not going to throw a bomb in here because I haven't figured out how to prevent terrain destruction. But like, you know, I need custom attack animations. Well, not animations, but attack strings. I still need to work on these things and figure out how to make them swap around. But, you know, I got this. I've got magic going. Oh, that was the healing wand, but yeah. I've got things, like, I can do things. It's just, you know, there's a lot of things that I kind of can't just dive right into doing. I don't even have the NPC editor thing that they that someone made working fully for me, because I still need to figure out its file pathing thing and how I can actually connect it to my mod. And I for the life of me, I'm not even sure the documentation provided is sufficient. Maybe it is, but because I mean, a lot of people have figured it out, but also I am just one guy, and a lot of the other people, and you know, a lot of the mods I've seen, it's like they're either veteran modders, a modding team, or somewhere in between. And so it's like, you know, I just kind of, yeah, I'm just doing the best I can. And I need to be seen, but like, I'm just, I don't know. Kind of going back to that whole, like, not really despair bit, but you know, I'm feeling a lot of pressure that maybe I shouldn't be feeling. And I don't know. I'll just do the best that I can, really. Okay, so I do know that vegetation is going to be fairly high priority, just so that people can even really do like crafting and stuff. They will like, I can give them materials and things just so they can just so they can play around. I'm gonna have to set up a teleporter. I'm probably gonna do some of that like off camera, just because it's not gonna be stuff like setting up basically, you know, the map demo, just to have an entry. You know, probably do that off camera and on a like, yeah. But right. So yeah, I think top priority finish just decorating around the house. I did make since you see we've got the fog here, because I did actually set the environment, wrong button. Like if you look on the right, there were, you know, world in blue letters, and then you go down, it says environment, Stockworm, home hero. I'm gonna have to mess with that a bit. I still don't know how to change the biome, but I did manage to change the environment around the home of the hero. I'll show you guys the other two environments that I've got. Okay, interesting. The weather is not changing. Because like if we go over here, it should change the environment. How long does it take to do that? Like you can see it's... Why does... Oh right, because I I was trying to change the weather patterns on the environment, and then the asset editor kept crashing when I did so. So I might have to do that in raw JSON, where it maybe won't crash, hopefully. Especially because it doesn't apply all its changes immediately, but it also means that the visual... Well, it's a headache to mess with the timetables regardless, so whatever. But I should at least be able to change the that's the other thing, is like changing the variable names. Doesn't seem like it's fully an option. Anyways, I need to actually work on things. So yeah, I've learned a bit more about how these different brushes work. So okay, yeah, it's having some vegetation stragglers isn't a bad thing. I'm gonna do this in patches. And... oh. Right. So... yeah, don't clear anything. Okay, we've got decoration blocks. I'm gonna do these, like, kind of in families, I think. And yeah, oh, right, I don't need to grab that one. Okay, so... because I need to... basically, the way this works is that your floor blocks is what it's allowed to actually put the decorations on. I'm also going to turn down the density quite significantly. And that's what I was stumbling on, was like, oh, right, it's yeah, it can't put... I'm gonna actually avoid the gravel here, but yeah, it can't place anything on blocks that it's not considering a floor. I'm gonna leave that in here because I want to do some special like pebbles and stuff later. Like, see, yeah, now it's able to put... okay, let me go ahead and turn this up a little. Yeah, now I'm able to actually put little mushroom clusters and stuff instead of just spam filling everywhere. Oh, that's maybe I should include gravel on the floor list. Go ahead and grab moss. Okay. So kind of just gonna do some rounds throughout the cave. I can actually turn off my full bright for this too. I do want to like put together some environments as well, but yeah, and yeah, I want to do these in like just kind of placed clusters instead of just a random scatter, because you know it feels a little bit more natural that way for one, but also like, you know, yeah, I think part of it's to make it feel more natural, and also just, again, I don't want it to be block vomit. And, you know, these brushes, when used inappropriately, will just block vomit. That's one of the things you kind of have to understand. Because, I mean, it's randomly placed. But that little bit of randomness isn't a bad thing if you know how to use it properly. If you know how to apply it in moderation and just kind of, you know, let it add that element of randomness to something controlled. So we can have these little clusters here and there throughout the cave, instead of, oh my god, instead of shit like that. I might still need to... Yeah, fuck it. Let's get the anti-grass brush back in here. Alright, so kill that. Filter, plant scatter. Oh, and don't forget to cylinder, height, and big. Because we need to just get rid of the fucking grass. Wherever it may be. Because I know that grass brush kind of invaded the cave a little bit. It's definitely a pretty cave, and I do gotta figure out. I gotta figure out. I'll probably just like, yeah, put together a environment that's basically like, you know, zone 1 cave environment, but name's different. Alright, should be good on the grass. Okay. So now we keep placing our decorations and stuff. Because it is still a very lively cave with like fungus and stuff. It should be, it's just what I had going before was too much. Too much, too chaotic. You know. And yeah, it's still a little bit chaotic, but I think that's fine considering, again, it is kind of just a untamed cave environment. Alright, next set. We'll get these two together. I think these guys are a bit more fond of the floor. Rather than the clinging to the walls. But they can also be along the walls a bit. Don't take that as a hard rule, because I might do over again and change that. I don't know. Be it here or a different cave that's supposed to be similar. But yeah, having different like groups of mushrooms and things spaced separately rather than just all chaotically clustered, you know, right next to each other, you know, helps break up the colors a bit, helps to be like, okay, yeah, there is a bit of, you know, rhyme and reason to where things are put. Even if it's not very, like, you know, doesn't need to be completely designed. It just needs to not be stupid. Alright. Now I can go for some of these guys. I think I should also add in a couple of other things in here. Considering it's supposed to be I mean, it's a pretty mystical kind of a place here in the cave. Might be overdoing it ever so slightly, but I still think it's gonna turn out better than the, again, the decoration mushroom vomit that I had going on before. Right, okay, I don't need to be afraid there. And we'll get to that room a different time. I'm not gonna put any boom shrooms in here because they, you know, destroy terrain, and I I don't have any means of preventing explosions from destroying terrain. In fact, I'm not sure if there's any actual built-in safeguards for that in Hytale at all, considering you can actually damage the terrain in the Forgotten Temple dimension in base Hytale. That's like, I'm not sure how well known it is, but it's just something that, you know, is a little bit of not really, well, it is kind of a problem because, you know, sure, it takes explosive to do it, but you can just kind of get a bunch of resources out there by blowing the place up. It might not be game breaking, but it sure as hell ain't intentional. And probably not the healthiest thing for the design of the game. But it's not, again, it's not game breaking. It's just, maybe it shouldn't be like that. I'm not actually sure how rare cave wheat's supposed to be, but I'm just kind of gonna dot it everywhere. I mean, it's probably gonna be a bit more lively in here than a, you know, normal vanilla game cave will be, and honestly, that's fine. Because it's, you know, Sockworm is brimming with life more than your usual place would. That's just kind of part of the lore. Alright, we got those. We can always pick up more of them. However, not quite done, because I want to include a couple more things in here. Let's see. Where's the storm stuff? Do they have any mushroom variants? Maybe in a different region, actually. Alright, these will be a little rarer. Sort of. Doesn't really matter if I tone it down much, does it? Oh well. Like, it's not super rare here, but, you know, it's not going to be quite as common as the other mushroom variants. I do think it's a little bit strange, the options that you gave us for, actually growing these things. Like, you have to make, you know, first of all, you gotta really advance your farming, and then you have to make, you know, gotta make special farming area, and then have them grow next to specific block types, depending on, I don't know. I'm hoping that they change the farming requirements on the special herbs and things. Alright, time for the mana cap. Oh, okay, Azure cap. But, yeah. Alright, I could put Azure kelp in the pools, too. Oh yeah, I'm gonna also have to make some smaller recordings to showcase the map, like kind of briefly, and probably without any you know, without any voiceovers, just showing bits of the map and everything. I again won't be able to edit it neatly, but I can probably still figure something that might look interesting. Alright. We can get a couple last additions. Let's see. Right. That. Oh yeah, I probably should also let's see. I don't fully remember what all they like to have in the Azure Forest rivers. Wonder if I can even find anything. Poison reeds? Papyrus, huh? Okay, there's the saplings. Okay. I think with this much I could also turn it back up a little. Right, I should have expected this. Just fill in the gaps at this rate. Oh, it's also a bit dark in here. Full bright, please. Oh, that's a lot of air pockets. Shouldn't be too surprised since I probably had rubble in here that got deleted. And it deleted the water with the rubble. Uh-oh. So yeah, we're fixing up the cave. Yep, as expected. Get into a page where I can... I really think they should make it so that empty space on the damn. Maybe I should make the Azure Kelp, oh. Because I want it to have a bit more, seaweed than that. Considering what all we've gotten here. I mean, again, it's basically a lush cave. But, not Minecraft. I mean, we had drip leaf on the previous iteration of the cave here, and glowberries, but always thought it'd be a better place for mushrooms. Anyhow, I don't mind having like something like glowberries. That was actually something I kind of I had that as an item, being like special glowberries that actually make you glow instead of just oh hey, it's just a snack that glows on the vine. What soil is this? What dirt? Don't I already have that? No, I don't. Sigh. Well, at this point, I don't need it growing on calcite now. Well, whatever. Anyway. See, all fine. I really wish. Oh, right. I need to be filling in the water spots that might be not very watery. But yeah, I wish they gave us more slots on the masks and stuff. Oh well. Oh yeah, and there's just the random water bits here and there that exist. I don't know how else to put it. Yep, there's some missing water there. There's a airplane passing over. I guess it's not. It's probably not a bad thing that there's just kind of bits of water in the ground or whatever. I mean, it's kind of a thing that does happen with like actual minerals and rocks and stuff. Is that I mean that's kind of what a water table is, isn't it? Where it's just kind of water, buried in the ground. Kind of like soaked into it even, I think. I don't know. Me and my broken education. We love it. Well, I guess everyone just kind of has a broken education these days. Okay, I should be able to throw in the azure kelp now. All right. I think that'll do it for here. All right, grab the whole stack. Rawr. Okay, now let's see. I do need to get me a fresh grass brush. Let's see. I think just kind of. Let's actually turn that down, and this much I should be. Oh, that might be a bit much. Okay. Can I trust you to be smart about how you place the grass? Maybe. I think just bigger brush away from the cave, and then smaller brush when I get closer to the cave. Because I do still need, yeah, large swaths of land to be covered in grass. But I don't want it to be the grassy, bushy hellscape that was before. Because this isn't, this isn't untended land necessarily. It's just very vibrant and natural. Or natural-ish. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to go and cut down all the grass and the I don't get why the grass brush is able to place grass on stone the way that does. Shouldn't go too far with it either, because I still have places I need to put trees. Alright, turn this back down a bit. Does seem like the grass avoids path blocks and mud. Okay, it looks like I managed to stop the grass from just bleeding into the cave. More or less. Okay. Let's see. Oh, what the hell? What broke? I guess it doesn't matter because forests are actually supposed to be a little bit, you know, things happen in them. And it's not always controlled. In fact, it's usually kind of... Well, it depends. There is some amount of control that can go into a forest, especially if we're, like, you know, talking about, like, you know, you have foresters that watch over the forest. And, of course, also extract resources from it, but, you know, it's a mutual exchange where, yeah, you're looking out for the forest, you're making sure that, like, you have cuts through it to make sure fire doesn't just take over everything if it gets introduced. You know, that's what they call fire break. You know, big cuts in the forest where there's just, you know, lines of no vegetation, so that fire just can't spread to other sections of the forest. But, like, you know, they had, you know, specially shaped trees and things because they wanted to have, like, specific, specific properties of wood they could harvest, grown a certain way, or tools and things, and building. I mean, yeah, there was an aspect of protecting the forest while also getting something from it. It wasn't just all take or all, you know, give. It shouldn't be all take, all give. You know, exchange is actually kind of important, be it with the natural world or social. Anyhow, I believe I'm running out of places I should be grassing up. Let's see. I'm thinking not a decoration brush. I am thinking a regular brush, like I had before. And I'll do specific clusters here and there. So something like that, maybe? Okay, for this one... For this type, let's go with lesser density and a wider area. Much lesser. The berry bushes I'm going to have to place manually at this rate, which, you know, I did that before in Minecraft, so it's not going to hurt anything. I should also throw in scattering of rocks while I'm at it. And then we can get another... See, yeah, these bushes get their own brushes. You can go here. filter air and plant scatter. And you're kind of the same way. Filter air and plant scatter. And then for berry bush, yeah, it's supposed to just kind of have berries. And I'm actually going to go ahead and plant some along here. Maybe I get, let's see. How would this look? Sure. Yeah, I think that will work out. I don't know if a planter will work for, oh, let's see. Hang on. I don't know if you can plant those. Anyway, do blood roses work in planters? No. Could just have flowers in them then. Okay, what kind of flowers can I have in here? Okay, helium. Organics. Okay, these definitely want planters. Poppy, let's see. Look at some of these guys. Okay. Okay, I need more of this in here. Hmm. I wasn't seeing any way for them to mature. Let me see. Okay. At least the ones that are placed manually by hand are maturing. Let me see if it works when I do this. No? That's infuriating. So I'm gonna have to place them by hand, more or less. That's fun. And for some reason, I'm just not really able to replace grass blocks with berry bushes. Kind of annoying. Well, I can always just kind of make a big brush that's soft nukes grass. Thins it out rather than, you know, actually removing it. Okay. Yeah. Alright. That'll make it easier to actually place berry bushes since not every single tile is going to be grass. So, it seems like I should have done the berry bushes first instead of the grass. I'll keep that in mind later. And yeah, the game's just kind of throwing a slight fit because I'm degrassifying everything in a big swaths while loading and unloading several hundred chunks. I guess I could actually just spread this out a bit wider. Yeah, screw it. Okay, don't need the degrassifier now. Okay, still only replacing grass, so that's probably fine. Alright, I think that's workable. I'm gonna have to do some finagling here. Is there no way for me to update them though? Let me go ahead and try anyway. I really don't want to be. I don't want to be screwing around like that. With how big the map is. It's just not working. It's just not gonna, because the berry bushes they won't grow. I dare say you've lost your cap. Or lost your top or something. trees. You gotta fix the ash trees. What is all this nonsense? Oh, even these ones too? What the hell is this? Why are they holy like this? Yeah, I don't know anymore. I'm at the point where it's like, this is gonna take a long time to really get working. I might even just have to completely reforest everything. I don't know. It's a bit of a mess. I just don't have time. I need to get this going in a way where it can be seen as like at least even vaguely playable or something. And I need to. I'm just. I don't have time today. I need to do things quickly. I think the sword's gonna be faster at cutting these. Or surely this won't cause disaster or calamity or anything, right? Careful. Okay, so what I need to do is I need like that. Probably get some water. And probably just have like crops in these. Oh, you know, I can just kind of brush in here, can't I? What am I doing? Even go for a little bit of a just along the paths or something, I don't know. You get a campfire out there too. Okay. Alright, so let's see. I need to let's see. Let's get some seed bags in here. Where are the seed bags normally at? I think they're in here. No, I don't want a bunch of bushes. Stop! I want the scroll wheel! Go ahead and use some eternal seeds here and there. Okay, so how's all this work again? Does water even still hydrate it? I guess not. Because it used to just kind of automatically hydrate it. Okay. Well, we've got a well that we can, well, that we should fill with water. Although, maybe I just aka a water pool. Or something. Because you're not going to be able to extract water from that thing. Okay. Yeah, we're just gonna have an assortment of vegetables growing here. I should also get the shed constructed before I'm done. Basic idea is pretty much to just be like, yeah, no, there's just kind of already stuff here. And you could hypothetically kind of live here, but just get the home of the hero, like, more or less done build-wise, I guess. I'm almost certainly going to be reworking all of the, I might have to just completely redo the forest, maybe. I don't know. It's a little... I don't know. I'm just... I want it to look like a nice naturalish forest that's maybe being well maintained or something, but it's big. Big, and I don't have time to perfect it right now, nor the mind space. It's almost like I'm kind of running into the whole issue I was having before with the castle. And I probably need to, you know, get back to the castle soon anyhow. Or something. So I got these guys. Alright, let's get, let's see. Okay. I don't think we have any wheelbarrows, do we? Nope. Is there any more durable hoe I can use? Not really. Okay. I just have to use this second and third one. Oh, right, I was gonna, Actually, can we just, tilled... Okay, dirt tilled, got it. Alright, any more eternal seed bags that I can... So I guess I could do these guys. Yeah, I'll do. Okay, now it's just a wheat field. Although I do also want to, let's get some stone beams in here. I feel I can't, right. I guess I could just go with, let's see. I should make some sort of a crystal lamp that can stand freely on its own. Okay. Oh, that's so nice. Can we not do this entire... Oh my god. Stop it. I wonder how long I've been going for. Probably somewhere around 2 hours, maybe. Yeah, another long one. Whatever. Probably could have done to put a fountain in here, but oh well. I don't care anymore. And this side, honestly, where is it? How? Oh, no, that's okay. I understand. Here, does this work? Oh, wait, Screw you. Hmm. Okay, so this one. That's annoying. Does it at least block update? Gotta be kidding me. Yeah, this might be a bit because, ugh. When the brush brushes and then... So actually, no, it didn't brush. Did half the job. It placed the block, but no growth data. It won't just go on its own. Getting there. There goes the dirt not staying fully tilled all the time. I don't like that feature. Can you stop with the missing on the hitboxes? Okay, finally. We're basically done with the freaking farms. Okay. Yeah. That took a little bit too long for my liking. Alright, let's get a campfire of some variety. Probably one that's extinguished since it's outside. Are we able to actually beat this up? I forget. Probably not. Yeah, no, you need the entity version. Sure. And we usually have a table out here. Sure. I guess flowers don't like these. Okay, sure. I'll just make it all be berries then. I don't care anymore. Or maybe they do. I don't know anymore. If I see fit to replace these later, I will. I just need something different to be doing. Do a bit more like that. I can rethink these designs later. I'm literally just kind of running on fumes. At least the scenery is nice. For the most part. Conspicuous bare patches dotting your landscape notwithstanding. I'll go ahead and just leave the shed not complete at this rate. I'm just so out of it right now. Okay, I can at least have a look at how everything is at night. Actually, yeah, let's just... it's not bad. Probably. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna just call it here. Thanks guys for watching, and I'm just gonna package what I've got and get the map uploaded. I don't care anymore. I need a short break, and then I need to focus on something that isn't here, up in here for a bit. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.